Fully fueled, sir. Interior safe.
Happy Easter. How y'all doing today? It's me, the artisanmc. It's 11/17 on a Sunday, the regular day for the hero's journey. Appreciate you guys for coming through today. Appreciate everybody who donated to the chat early. So, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I'm dragging a little bit because DoorDash driver was taking a while. I ordered my food at like 10 something. Motherfucker was late. So he putting off, I had to stuff my face a little bit before I got on because, I get to talking and I won't want to eat. So shout out to everybody who supported the stream. I am looking for about 15 contributors today. First out the gate, he came through on a, Saturday. My cinephilic brother, Malika Me Bang. What's good, Malika? Malika was the one who alerted me to Louis Gossettjr. passing last week. I appreciate that. I had heard right before you texted me, I had heard about that shit, and I was knee deep in fucking, not even knee deep, elbow deep in work. So I couldn't answer my call right then, but appreciate you for the heads up. It is, so like I told you guys with Carl Weathers passing and stuff like that, we're losing all our legends right now. We're losing all our legends right now. And these are black men. These are black male legends. And make no mistake about it, Louis Gossett Jr., if you go into his history, he has had a hero's journey. He has. Because even looking for these clips of different movies that he was in, it's always opposite some white person, making him look a lot goddamn better. Making him look a lot damn better. And I can't remember many movies that he was the starring actor on. Can't think of many. Like, I know everybody is thinking of one, but let me give Malika his props first. Shout out to Malika. I will give you a 3B salute. Appreciate you, Malika. And it's funny to think that I always think about who replaces these people when they go, right? Not that they're disposable. Not that they're disposable in any way, shape, or form. But who replaces them? Who brings that presence? Who is that on-screen presence that gives you that feeling of, oh, that's a Louis Gossett Jr.? Because I can tell you, I had a little epiphany last week watching some videos on Florence Pugh. And I was watching, I think it was the opening of Dune 2 in France or something like that. And the whole cast was standing up there together. And I'm looking at all the cast, like, that's a good cast, a good young cast, right? You can do a few movies with them. But then I'm sitting there looking, and it was something that was hitting me off about Florence Pugh and her dress and her haircut and stuff. And I'm like, I got it. She looked like Sharon Stone now. That's what she looks like. And she kind of taking the Sharon Stone path. She's doing some more salacious, showing a little bit more of her body movies and stuff. It's like, okay, could be. But then I'm looking down the line, I'm looking at Austin Butler, cast as Fade Roth in Dune 2. In this picture with him on the carpet with them, they all doing this cast picture. I was like, Fucking hell, he looked like Kevin Bacon. I'm like, holy shit. Every one of these people look like a different actor that we've known and appreciated. Right? Okay. Fair enough. I know Hollywood likes to recycle faces. I mean, that's where everybody goes, right? Everybody who wants to be in entertainment goes to Hollywood. So you got your pick of looking through hundreds of thousands of people to find one that might look like somebody else that you wanted to cast. Okay, fine. Who is the Louis Gossett Jr. of this generation? Who? Who is it? Who's the Carl Weathers of this generation? Jim Brown? Just saying, some things are not replaceable. Some people are not replaceable. Because when that spark is gone, it is gone. So you should be appreciating them while they are here, because there's no crying about it after they're gone. They are gone. You have missed their passing. You didn't get a chance to see their light or bask in it while you had the chance to watch it while it was going by. They are on their journey. And although the journey on this road with us has passed, their next part of their journey is going on that you can't see. So you missed it. So shout out to the number one wrench in the building, Aquatechy, for supporting the stream. Appreciate you, Aquatechy. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate you.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lie. Let's run it up. Never let a hard time on the was.
Well, all the improvements they made, they still have not made the memory in this thing to where your last icon use comes to the top. You mean video games do it better than money changing companies? Stupid. Shout out to Swift. He said for the Geek Sunday tribute. Appreciate you, Mr. Swift. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you. And on a side note, this might seem petty as fuck, but don't you hate it when you make a good cup of coffee and it's the only one that you made? God dang, that bothers the hell out of me. This cup of coffee tastes really good. It got it just right. The sweetness, the warmth, all of that stuff. I only made 1 cup. I didn't make a pot. I'm like mad as fuck because I'm not going to get it this way again. I like my coffee. Shit. So now I got to savor it. Now I got to savor it the whole fucking show. Next one goes out to No One. Look at him. He dropped it on 11/11. I see what you're doing, man. You ain't sneaky. I see everything. I'm really quiet, but I'm very observant. These ears and eyes work to perfection. Shout out to No One. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate it. See, no one understands why the show starts at 11:12. Why you get to sit through 12 minutes or 15 minutes worth of music first. So the show starts at 11:12. And for his next trick, No One supported the stream again. I do appreciate that, brother. And he said, like he always does, Maestro, please. To No One, appreciate you. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate you.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lie. Let's run it up. Never let a hard time on the was.
Now that that's all done with, I'll close up this salty ass food because I did order from the wrong place. Even though they gave me a discount, I ordered from the wrong place because they make the chorizo and egg a little bit too salty. I don't know why they make it so fucking salty. I'm black. I can't do the white powders, man. Sugar, salt, cocaine, heroin. We can't do them white powders, man. We get fucked up behind that. So back to it. I was looking in the chat and I saw some people were mentioning a movie. I haven't forgotten about y'all. I haven't forgotten about you. I was just doing a lot before I started, but I got one more for y'all because I'm a fan of this actor. So because I am a fan of the actor, I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten. This was on my list.
This is my head.
That is your ugly head.
No, no. This is my head. That is you head. You ugly
Ugly
head.
head. Now, I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to make that a sound and put it on my soundboard so I can have it. Just so I can have it. Just like the Carl Weathers one. It'll make it to my soundboard. I forget sometimes to use my soundboard. It's sitting right in front of me, but it's small. It's small, right? Because remember when Kevin got one, when he first got one and started using it, I didn't know what the Stream Deck was, so I got one. I got a small one just to test it out, to see how I liked it. But certain things on it are fine, like, bitch, are you for real?
You think that's air you're breathing now?
Yeah, it works for certain things, right? One of these doesn't work yet. My ding dong don't work.
Everybody knows you never go full retard. What do you mean? Chicken.
Never go full retard.
No. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a fuck.
Don't say that.
See, it works for some shit. That was what I was using for AB's Beam In when he used to come through here. So it works for some things, but I like having those sounds on deck when I remember to actually hit it because I told you guys before, none of this stuff is scripted down. This is jazz, not, Memorex. So when I think of it, I throw it in there. But I'm usually in my flow. So let's see who else is in the building since that took care of everybody who donated. And we will talk about a couple of things this week. It may seem disjointed in a sense because it just may, excuse me. So shout out to Malika in here. Say peace and love to Artisan and Geek Elite family. Peace to you, Malika. Number one wrench, Aquatechy. Say Geek Elite assembled. I appreciate that. I saw something funny as hell, Aquatechy on Instagram, and this dude was, I guess he's at a chicken farm or something like that in Asia. And all these little chicks is running around all over. And he made a sound or something like that, and they all huddled up. They all lined up and huddled up. I'm like, what the fuck is that? The fucking chicken whisperer, dude. What the hell is going on? That shit was funny. So, but they called it like Chicks Assemble. Like, I was like, yeah, well, they do. Yeah, Aquatechy, she was jealous over her app. That shit is funny as hell to me because that is a Latina woman. As far as I know, maybe y'all don't have the experience, but I know they love you, nigga, you will get killed. They will come after your ass. Who the fuck is this bitch? Oh my God, I've had that conversation. That's why I laugh so hard at that shit. And I like Selma Hayek too, so it's pretty funny to know that women that beautiful for a long time is still insecure about her husband too. She still will cut a bitch over her man. Damn, sound like a winning trait. Shout out to Andre. He says salute. Salute to Andre. Canadian classic. No one. He says sup to artists. Salute to the Geek Elite. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, no one. The package man in the building. Rainfire in here. I heard he got some jokes, so I'm trying to skip down to see what funnies Rainfire had today. Stepping in like Kong with the American peace to the geeks. Yeah, I went and saw Kong and Godzilla. I did enjoy that shit. Dr. T was right. It was good. And it was good in a way that I didn't have to sit there and analyze the whole goddamn thing. Right? But it was good in a way that I saw it that night. I saw it late that night because I didn't think it was selling out like that. It was selling out everywhere around me. I had to get a late show. I had to go like 8:40. I'm like, God damn, really? Dude, yeah, I take these two on the end. Like, Jesus, what is going on? Forgot, dude. I forgot. I liked it so much. I came home the next day. I went ahead and watched Godzilla King of Monsters and Godzilla versus Kong all over again. I did, because the legendary pictures Godzilla movies or the monster movies are fun to me. They look beautiful. They look beautiful to me, right? Even Mothra, like in this one, Godzilla and Kong. Mothra came back, and I was happy, like a little kid, like, oh, Mothra's here. Like, but it's the smallest monster, nigga. It's the smallest monster, but it's colorful. It's very colorful. I like the colors, right? So I rocked with it. But Godzilla and Kong getting it in, yeah, that shit was kind of fun, dude. But we'll talk about it. I don't like that they fucked up Egypt, man. That was bullshit. I didn't like that shit at all. That bothered me a lot, because make no mistake about it, seeing a big gorilla show up on the pyramids and fucking up the pyramids made me remember that Transformers movie that I didn't like that Devastator in, because that's what it looked like to me, a big goddamn gorilla fucking up the pyramids. Which Transformers was it? I think it was like the second or third movie. And Devastator had a pair of jingling balls. What is this shit? What the who did this movie? Oh my God. Yeah, that made me remember that shit. But otherwise, I liked it. What is it? Okay. A mirror piece. Autocorrect is undefeated. With an axe. Kong with an axe is undefeated. That's his axe, man. He got his axe. Somebody's head gonna get split. No one said R.I.P. to Louis Gossett Jr. Let's not forget his sci-fi contribution in Enemy Mine. No, I didn't forget. You see, I did not forget. It was in the vein of Robinson Crusoe on Mars. That's another old movie from like the 70s, early 80s, if you guys remember that one. It was in the vein of that. These two people were on this island, or trapped on this planet. And Rainfire was like, Frank been hanging with the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that Dolph Lundgren Punisher was rough, nigga. He was riding a Harley Davidson in the sewers and just looking and smelling gross. So, yeah, I remember that first Punisher. I like them knives, but I like knives. So, surprise, surprise. Shout out to Swifty, say Geek Sunday. And shout out to I'm Listening. I see you, I'm listening. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. There's probably only one lady in here, unless they ninja watching. But I don't see Toya, so she might not even be here. Louis Gossett Jr. gave me a dream of being a pilot with Iron Eagle. A boy needs dreams he can accomplish and experience regret a failure to build his armor. Exactly, no one. You always need things to look to. If you are let's get specific for a sense. Well, let's get general first. If you are a boy who needs a father figure, or a male to idolize and look up to, which is what your father figure usually is, sometimes movie actors can work. Depends on the roles they play, depends on who they are as a person. Because when you start learning about these people that they are actors and this is not really who they are on screen, you start understanding what they infuse into the characters that they play. There's something that's brought to a role when you hear Denzel Washington is playing it. That's different from understanding that there's something brought to a role when you hear Will Smith is playing it. There's something different. They're both good actors, but different in two different ways. But it's more about what a man instills into his work as opposed to the work instilling something in the man. Right. For the young boys, that's important. They need a model. They need a role model to look up to. And it can't be women. Sorry. We are not the same in that vein. We're not. A boy idolizing to be a girl can be, some dude at Beyonce concert front row with his booty shorts on and boots and cowboy hat and vest and dancing around, jiggling and gyrating. But understand, Beyonce modeled herself after Tina Turner, not after her daddy. So it's just what it is. For black boys specifically, especially Gen Xers and ones that grew up without their father in the home or without a strong masculine man in the home, you're going to look for that masculinity. It is endemic in nature. It will always happen. Boys will look for that source of masculinity. They will, because they need it. They need it like air. They need to understand who they need to become the men that they need to be. And if you don't present a role model for them, their father not there, no good uncles that's about shit, none of that shit, they will find one themselves. They will decide on one for themselves. That's why so many Gen Xers are really tied to Superman and Batman and stuff like that, He-Man and these characters like this, because they were, in some senses, our role models. They were our archetypes. Excuse me. They are the journeys, our hero's journey that we went on. Okay, well, Batman's just a regular dude. How can I be like Batman? Well, first off, you learn how to fucking fight. Like Charles says all the time, combat sports. Second thing you do, get smart, nigga. Get on your books. So you learn some shit. Maybe you get on to the police force. Maybe you join the military. It don't matter how the fuck you do it, as long as you do it. You got to do like Leonidas and get out there in the woods with your spear and figure out if you're going to be a man or not. Will you be swallowed and eaten by what's out there in the woods, or do you come back being the baddest thing in that bitch? You're going to have to figure it out. Now, whereas my superhero icon was never Superman, because I don't believe I'm the biggest and strongest and can never be hurt. I don't believe that shit. Mine was Spider-Man. Smart. At the time, I was small. I'm fast. I'm agile. Yeah, I can get hurt, but I'm going to come back too. That's going to be your problem. I'm always going to come back. I'm always going to get back up. Because I'm not the biggest and strongest and nothing could hurt me. I don't have that invincibility reality. Or I should say fallacy. I don't have that fallacy. I understand that things, me and other people, can be hurt. So I operate in a vein of understanding that and mitigating that. This is going to suck. This is going to hurt if you fail. Well, let's make sure we don't fucking fail. So those things are important for boys, majorly important for boys, important for girls too, because make no mistake about it, girls go through the same thing. So if your baby mama is someone that you can't wait to call a hoe, a bitch, or any of that shit, and you have a daughter, think about what you're telling her. Think about what you're programming into her. Because make no mistake about it, single mothers forget this shit all the time. All the time. However bad you talk about the mother, and the daughter may hear it or get that sentiment off of you, how you feel about her, they relate it to themselves too. Because part of them is their mama. That's it. If she was a hoe and a bitch, you shouldn't have been fucking her and having a baby with her. That make you the dumbest nigga in the world, or one of many others. So, how you mitigate that is understanding that people are people. You choose what the hell you chose. Yeah, your daughter got some of that in her, but you better highlight the good parts of that woman if there are any, so she can inspire to emulate those parts, as opposed to only being left with all the negative to emulate those. Because she will emulate something or other, one or the other. And it's your job to make sure it's the good traits. See, single mothers miss this because they get so wrapped up in their feelings about hating the man and what he did that they don't like and how they can't control him, that they just talk cash shit about all his negative points. And then kids, boys, their sons, don't know what he was good at. Don't know his positive parts. They don't know what even got your mama to want to be around this dude. Why she was opening up and busting it open for him. What was that about? Why? Mama, you must got a bad picker. No, he had good traits too. But she don't want to give him that because she wants to be mad. But when she doesn't give him that in front of his child, you make the child have that sense of shame in themselves for the part of them that is their father. And that they can only be anything good by being like their mama. Loud, uncontrolled, whatever the fuck. So if mama was a hoe, your son or daughter will be a hoe. Because they're going to emulate the one that's there. So that was a little spiel on that. Those role models are important. Louis Gossett was a good role model on film because most of the characters that you saw him play were all upstanding, all respectful. You respected that man when he talked. And I didn't even think about how many military roles he actually played. And all of them was giving people some work. It wasn't about kissing their ass. No. I mean, look, I can show you this scene right here. And I didn't use it because I thought BGS might use it for something else. Show y'all right now. Now, this is one of his classic scenes. One of many classics out of this one movie. Out of this one movie.
All right, Mayo.
So what's happened? Richard Gere's character, Mayo, his friend has died, right? Couldn't make it, died. Louis Gossett Jr. is their DI, their drill sergeant. He been giving them the business the whole time because he thought this motherfucker was a quitter, but he saw something in him. He's trying to get it out of him. Well, he comes drunk, kind of hungover, pissed off about his friend dying, and now he wants to quit. After all the shit Louis Gossett Jr. put him through, he didn't quit. Now he wants to quit because he can't deal with this grief. He don't know how to deal with it. So what do men do? Sometimes you do need a punch in the fucking head. Sometimes you do need to roll around on the mat and let somebody make your ass submit so you can get some understanding in your fucking head. Think about Creed 3 when you watch this. Think about Creed 3, the last fight with Dame and Adonis. What happened during that fight and what happened after that fight? This is men working shit out.
Let's see what you got.
Now, the reason I didn't really show this, I don't like these two fighting style. This bouncing bullshit. But it's 80s.
I see you've had some
Karate.
drinking, mayonnaise.
They look sloppy.
Come on, Foley. Looky here.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. So I can tell you this. I hit on it last week. There is something about being comfortable. I was talking about it with Black Bane, and then I was talking about it with the professor. And there's something about when you step in a ring with another man and you guys are there to fight, you're not actually fighting him. You're fighting yourself. He's reflecting off of you. You're reflecting off of him. You're fighting your own mind, your own weakness in yourself. You are combating that with somebody else in the ring that's willing to stand in there and take these blows from you. And you're standing in there willing to take these blows from them. It's not so much just about them in the ring. You're more so about combating yourself. Can you really do this? Can you really kill those demons in your head that make you want to quit, make you want to give up, make you want to get to the comfortable place and stay there and build a nest and shit? No, you got to push through all of that shit, the pain and all that. And it's helpful if it's somebody who can stand up to what you can unleash. It's like Superman finally being able to fight Doomsday, or One Punch Man finally being able to fight, what was his name, Boros or whatever his name was. It was finally somebody he could unleash on, who could take his full force. And that is fucking exciting to men because everything else can't.
Your blood is red as mine, isn't it, Mayo?
When you learn, all the same. So now he turned up. Now he's a little turned up. He's starting to feel it, right? But if you wanted in the geek sense, what is he? He feeling the quickening. You feeling the quickening, right? Finally getting to that place like, fuck no, I'm not going down like this. No. It's not going to be over for me. It's not.
Get out!
Like, see, he almost got the blow. The humbling happened. You left yourself open. Now, see, at that moment, that's what I'm talking about. That's men reflecting off of each other. What did he learn in that moment? It wasn't that the motherfucker took a cheap shot. He learned, I left myself open. I went a bit too fancy and left myself open. And he capitalized on that shit. God damn, this fucking hurts. And why does it hurt? Because I was being stupid. How do I make sure it never hurts like this again? Don't start getting fancy. Stay in control. Stay in the pocket. Don't overdo it. Or the humbling will happen. This is what the humbling looks like. On your hero's journey, I guarantee you, many of men has found himself physically or emotionally like this, like he got kicked in the damn balls. And there's nothing he can do but sit there and hold himself for a minute like, we're not going to do that way again. Oh, fuck. Took the fight right out of him.
can quit now, Mayo, if you want to.
And you got that ass
To
whooped.
you.
Now, see, he came there to quit. He didn't accept that shit. His DI didn't accept that shit. Yeah, he want to fight? Okay, he'll give him a little bit of a fight, but he didn't accept his DOR. He never did. He gave him the option. After he got humbled a little bit, okay, you got it out now? Do what you want to. I'm getting back to doing what the fuck I was doing. Your bullshit. What did Rainfire say? Zamis gets 4-5. Mickey Mouse is a big stupid dope. Yeah, that was funny. That's a classic movie. If y'all never saw Enemy Mine, you should watch Enemy Mine. Zamis? Ewan McGregor's birthday, he's 53. Yeah, he's not that much older than me. I realize that now a lot more how old some of these actors are. Shout out to JD's Revenge. This Oscar-winning role with Sergeant, yep, Officer and Gentleman. Masculine black male legends, yeah. And we missing those now. Some of them we missing right now. I just saw this news report that this dude Chance Perdomo just died, a little actor. I remember seeing him in a couple of roles. Died at 27. Nigga, we can't stay alive. It's like shit. Pimping at its best way before Snoop and Bones. Yeah, I know of it. I wouldn't promote it though. It's just what it is. There's certain things I know about. I don't talk about much. Like I never idolized Superfly. I've seen it. I never idolized it. The Mac, I've seen it. I don't idolize it. You don't hear me talk about it a lot. There's stuff that can be learned from it because there is some psychological principles in pimping. There is. But you don't hear me talk about it a lot. To me, that's like the Sith side. I talk about the secret arts. They seem to be unnatural. Yeah, he's one of the people you grew up on that was never young in movies. I've never remembered him with hair. I don't know what a picture of him with hair would look like. I don't. I've never seen one. So he's been bald my whole life. For 50 of my years. Mahershala Ali is the only one that comes to mind. Mahershala Ali, yeah. Yeah, Aquatech, yeah, I'd feel you on that one. I'd feel you on a Mahershala Ali. Because I was just, like I said, I was watching these Kong movies or Godzilla movies, legendary movies last night, and I forgot Mahershala Ali was in one of them. He was in Godzilla versus Kong. That's like a scientist or something like that. Yep, I could see that. And he's from the Bay Area, so yeah, I give him props all day. It's not just him, but roles today were not as powerful as I remember with older actors in movies. I think it's missing the regal essence. Because roles today are lacking. They're not fucking good roles. I mean, it's a movie, but look, there's only so much heavy lifting you can expect an actor to have to do in a movie. It's like you can say Marvel sucked. You can say Madam Web sucked. Well, how much is that based on the actors and how much of it is based on the material? There's only so much they can do. They can't direct the movie. They can't write it. They can't edit it. Their job is to stand on the mark and remember lines, no matter how goofy they sound. They can only play their part. And when you're talking about chicks, sometimes, there's a little bit more feeling involved in it, a little bit more emotion. If she ain't feeling it, you'll feel it. You'll feel it. Ask anybody who had a lazy BJ before. You can feel it. You feel different. Like, man, you might as well just stop. If you don't want to do it, just don't. Shit. Hell, you's making us both miserable with this shit. What up, Proud Parent Podcast, JP3? Peace to you. Making a good cup of coffee is like making a restaurant perfect pancake. Yeah. You know what it reminds me of, no one? It's that scene in Once Upon a Time in Mexico with Johnny Depp. And he's sitting there eating the salted pork. And he's sitting there across the table talking to, forget who he was talking to at the time. But he said, I order this dish everywhere I go. This is the best I've had, and I've eaten it all over this place. It's so good, in fact, that it's too good, which means after I'm done here, I'm going to go in the kitchen and kill the cook, because that's what I do. I restore the balance, right? Because it was tipping the scales of being too good. And sure enough, he finished the scene. I think it was Antonio Banderas he was talking to. He left, and he goes in the kitchen and shoots the fucking cook. Like, maintaining the balance, man. Keep everything the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be shitty everywhere else. It's shitty everywhere else in this country. You can't have this one place making it just this exceptional. No, you got to go. You got to go. This was a very good cup of coffee. It will never be this again. I know that for a fact. Because I didn't measure it out. I didn't, count the granules of sugar that I put in it to the current. It's not going to be that good again. It's not. If it is, I will be pleasantly surprised that day, and that will be the day I'm having that Maxwell House moment, just sipping the coffee like it's a spice melange. Till that day, this is going to be it. Yeah, Enemy of Mine is a classic. It's a classic. It was an under movie when it came out, but it is a classic. If you like Dennis Quaid, if you like Louis Gossett Jr., it's a good movie. It was one of Dennis Quaid's movies that he was starring in. So if you watched Dennis Quaid for a while and watched his rise as an actor, that's why you can watch The Boys and see his son and understand where he came from. Shout out to Rainfire Designs for supporting the stream. He said, King Kong ain't got nothing on me today. Yeah, you got something on you. You got a fucking axe. Shout out to Rainfire Designs. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate you. All right, so I think I pretty much need to speed run for the rest of this because I'm wasting y'all time. And I know people came through here wanting to hear about X-Men and King Kong and stuff like that, but you put it in the chat. What do you guys want to hear about first? Because I got King Kong and Godzilla and King Kong. I keep saying King Kong first. Preferences, I guess. King Kong. See, I did it again. Godzilla and King Kong, even though I'm looking at it on my list. I'm looking at Godzilla and Kong, and I'll keep saying King Kong first. Godzilla and Kong, X-Men 97, Episode 3, the Goblin Queen. Bad Batch episode 8 and Invincible, I think episode was 6 or whatever. Invincible is good, y'all. Like, you don't know. Shout out, I'm listening. What's good? I'm listening. Oh, he said it before. What up, Herb? Herb is stay all day in the building. Happy Easter, Herb. Hope you're going to mass. Being a good Catholic. I did not go to church. Didn't go to church. I said my prayers. I woke up in the middle of the night. I had a bit of a terrible dream. But I prayed to God and I went back to sleep. Martha wrote down. No one said. artisanmc almost late to the stream. The bunny and the wino couldn't make up their minds on which gifts to drop first. Eggs or cracker and wine platters. Crackers and wine. I'd love some. I have wine right now here I don't have any good cheese and I don't have any fucking crackers. I gotta go do grocery shopping, and I was being way fucking lazy yesterday. I fucking laid around yesterday. I'm serious. I laid the fuck around. I didn't do shit. I left the house for like 3 hours, and that was to walk around and play fucking Pokemon Go. And then I came back and laid on my goddamn couch the rest of the day. I don't have days like that often. I really don't. So this time of having an actual Saturday where I don't have to do any work is weird as fuck to me. So I'm not upset that that's what I did. It's like I assume that's what normal people do. I'm not normal. I could take you. Thank you. Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah, that was that Transformers movie with that shitty ass damn disgrace of a Devastator. Looked like a big gorilla with fucking balls. I need to slap the shit out of Michael Bay for that one. I'm standing below the enemy scrotum. Exactly. Dumb shit. Like I said, men teach other men how to take risk, have a purpose, never give up on your dreams, be unapologetically masculine, and always know when to hold them and when to fold them. Exactly, because that's what you have to learn as a man, and you learn that from men. One of the truest things Angry Man has ever said on this stream is that, and he said it years ago, mind you, and it's still just as true to this day. Women don't decide masculinity. Men do. Men define masculinity. Men define who's a man and who's not. Women don't. They don't know the difference. Don't. Because if you listen to stereotypes nowadays, what they think defines a man is if you're going to pay for their lifestyle. Well, men know that's not a man necessarily. Probably a simp. Probably. I would tell you the only person's lifestyle you should be funding is your wife's. And that's if she on cold following your lead. If she not, well, then she ain't gonna have that to talk about, is she? Not with at least you. Because everybody follows somebody lead. Everybody. Why she thinks you need to buck the system and not follow yours? Because make no mistake about it, if I see a married man and he followed his wife's lead the whole time, I don't consider him a man. He is a male. He is a male. But I don't see him as a man. Because men hold the deciding vote on that. Women don't. Canadian says, as much fit as I talk, I still try to include her mom into some stuff I do with my daughter, and I know I'm wrong for that. It's okay. I wasn't pointing at you, Andre, but if, hit dog holler. If you feel like you do this stuff, don't. Look, I used to do it too, and that's why I learned the lesson to where I can't talk bad about my son's mother because I picked her. Regardless of the situation, irresponsible or not, I made every decision on the course to get to the point where we were having a child. I made every one of those decisions. I was at work. I called her. I wanted her to come over. I wanted to smash. I didn't have no condoms. I didn't care. I did it. I put it in. I felt it coming. I let it loose. I let it fly. And said, fuck it. Those were all my decisions. I can be mad at her for being there and not giving me some pushback. But look, if it feels good, it feels good, right? Nobody's giving you pushback at that moment. Nobody. She liked me at a time. She probably still do a little bit. Liked her at a time. The best thing's to slice bread at one point in life. So I don't I'm not. This is one of the things I get on females about. I don't disregard my past. I don't disregard the past. I remember the past. I'll never go back there again, but I do remember the past and try to remember it in a logical light where there were good parts and there were bad parts. But I also don't remember the past to absolve me from my responsibilities in decision making. I didn't make my decisions. I didn't make good decisions. I didn't. That's why I never had a problem telling my son that what I did was irresponsible. She had a problem hearing that from him. No, I wouldn't tell him that. Why the hell not? It was. Would you want your son at fucking 18 or 17 messing around having sex with no condom? Really? No, that would be irresponsible. And you'd be an irresponsible parent for not saying something about it. Well, I will critique myself. It was irresponsible. It was an irresponsible act. Something good came out of it, but it was irresponsible. And I don't have a problem saying that shit. Because I'm not trying to build up the fantasy in my child's head that I'm fucking perfect. No, you'll never have to put me up on that pedestal. No, I'll climb down. I'll stop you from even building that shit. No. It doesn't mean I'm wrong all the time, but it don't mean I ain't done nothing wrong. I'm right a lot more of the time because I've been wrong a lot more. So take that for what it will. So after a point, I stopped talking about her because I knew it was my decision. And I think I told you guys this before. My boy, Country, that I work with at the community center. Lived around the community center I worked at. He told me that shit. Oh, you was trying to have a baby. No, I wasn't. Did you have sex with her? Yes. You have sex without a condom? Yes. Then you was trying to have a baby. Flat out. That's what he told me. Flat out. I'm like, this motherfucker right here. Technically, that's right. Yeah. Real shit. And I stopped talking shit about her. Stopped talking shit about her altogether. There wasn't nothing else to be said. Just like, there was a time I thought I would have killed for you. Nowadays, I might just delete you and choke you if I could. But, son needs his mama. I don't agree with her. I don't. We oil and water on agreement. I just give my son my side. Can't listen to whatever your mama say. Do what you do. She got her own opinions. I got mine. This is my opinion. You got to pick between the two and pick the third one, which is your choice. That's all it is. What's up, Aria? The chocolate witch is in the building with her lips. Classic say, what's good, Sportaholic? Sorry, I'm catching up on what you guys were typing in there because I had it. He got his hits off. Yeah, he got his hits off. He got them out. Ball kicking ain't out of the question in the fight. He didn't even really kick his balls. He just stuck his foot up. That kick that he was delivering, spinning heel shit, that's the counter for that shit. If you're low, why would you do all that jumping? He down on the ground. Left yourself open, man. Look, all the force was from him. All he did was put his foot up. He landed on that motherfucker on his own. Yeah, he got cocky. Yep, he got cocky. He got his cock stomped. Yeah, Aqua, check it. It was at this moment he realized he effed up. Yep, he found out. Yeah, his ego sacrificed his balls. Oh yeah, because it hurt scrotum. Oh my God, you can hit some, for ladies who know better, you hit somebody in the schlong. Might not hurt as much, but them little egg sacs. Oh no, you can't sit wrong on them motherfuckers. You cannot sit wrong on them motherfuckers. They do not like it. They do not like their rough treatment. Oh no. That shit will hurt in ways you don't even understand. Andre Cole, get off, don't be a bitch. Yeah, he didn't keep pounding on him. He let him, he knew he was done after that. I didn't see American Society of Magical Negroes. I still have not seen that. And I remember the first time somebody asked me about that in the chat, I thought it was a fucking joke because I couldn't find the trailer. And then when I saw the trailer, I thought it was still bullshit. I thought somebody made it up. I said, this is David Allen Greer. What is this, a comedy skit? It actually came out as a real movie. Only people I knew went and saw that shit was a bunch of white folks. I wasn't going to watch that. No, absolutely not. I'll see it when it comes on something streaming. First time I saw Louis Gossett Jr. was in Iron Eagle. It's Jason Gedrick. Yeah. Iron Eagle was the first time a lot of people saw him. First time I saw him was in An Officer and a Gentleman. I go back with watching military movies. I never had any smoke for the military. I've been watching military movies since I was a little kid. Tor, Kelly's Heroes, all these old World War II movies and shit like that. Always have. Cool as shit. Yeah! That's who he is. Chance from Gen V. Yes. That's exactly who he... His face was looking hella familiar. I'm like, damn, I just saw him in something. What was it I just saw him in? Gen V. Yes. That's exactly who he is. Yeah. That's fucked up. Because that show was coming back for season 2. Damn, more context. That makes it suck more. Yeah. I'd tell Michael B. Jordan that. Well, I knew he was somewhere. Yeah, I would. Andre Lazy BJ's downvote. Yeah. That was hard. All right. Just about caught up, y'all. Just about caught up, and then we can get to the rest of the shit. Only time I remember Louis Gossett Jr. with hair was in The Raisin in the Sun, in that movie, 1961, black and white. I never saw the original Raisin in the Sun, and I don't have any lasting long memories of Roots. I don't. Sue me. The fuck. Certain shit, no. Say whatever you want to talk about. Well, that's why I'm here, man. That's why I'm here. But I try to give y'all a little context. Said the free flow was great. Good. That's what it's called. Get in the stream and swim with me. Or like a jazz band, get up on the platform and start playing. Even if you got a triangle, man, just get on the triangle on beat. Ding, 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 ding. Just get on beat with the triangle. It don't matter. The only times I remember seeing Louis Gossett with here. Oh, okay. I just read that one. Cut grass. Then laid around. Look. Trust me, y'all. I usually never have Saturdays off. I usually work for real 6 to 7 days a week for years. That's what I've done. Actually purposely taking Saturday off, not covering for people and being off of work on Saturday. I halfway don't know what to do with myself. Halfway I don't. I'm not used to this shit. I'm not. And I've been doing this for years. I really don't know what to do with myself. So I have free time and it's like, oh, well, a lot of shit I can do. Maybe I'll take a walk. And that's what I did. I took a walk. It was sunny. It was nice. Strolled down to the little cafe. Got myself a spicy chai mango latte. Sat there and watched the big booty women coming in. The thirsty ass women walking with their husbands, staring at everybody. I'm like, bitch, you with a whole man. That's a brother. What you doing? Why don't you pay attention to your man? I'm trying to shake your ass around here and be seen by somebody. I really dislike that shit in my older age. I really dislike chicks always trying to get some dude's attention when they got a whole dude with them. Trifling asses. That shit bother the fuck out of me. I don't know what it is. I must be getting really old. Really old. She's trying to get my attention. I don't like that shit. I don't. You're attention whore. I don't like that. I don't like whores in general. I mean, I ain't got no shade on them, but I just don't. Attention whores are the worst because they'll do anything for attention. I ain't getting mine. It's just honesty, not being offended. Double facts. I missed the point. I'm a double facts. Okay. I think I caught up. Yeah, I caught up. Yay! I caught up now. But at the time, she was pushing back when I was pushing forward. Then pop goes the weasel. Pop goes the weasel. That shouldn't have pushed back that last time. That last time was, I was feeling it. It was coming. It was close. I was pulling back because I was trying to pull out. She's like backing it up. No, don't back it up on me. I'm trying to get out. Ah, shit, fuck it. Splash. Yeah. I'll tell you this, no one. This is the funny part. I'll tell y'all too, because it don't fucking matter. Because what is my son, 30? He was in the bathroom. He was having sex in the bathroom. Both of my children was conceived in bathrooms. And they know this. Man, why do they know this? Because I don't believe in lying to my kids. I told them the truth. I always tell my kids the truth. As uncomfortable as it may be, or unsavory as it might be, you want the truth? Well, that's what daddy gonna give you. I'll never lie to them. Never. Absolutely not. I don't believe in that shit. Where was I can see you? Bathroom. Senior citizen bathroom on a late night. I was working. And I wanted some. And your mama came and gave me what I wanted. Ugh, really? Yes. You don't believe me? Ask her. I bet she won't tell you. I will, because I'm not ashamed of it. It's what happened. It's just what it was. One of my favorite Prince songs is The Screams of Passion. That's what happens. You get into folks, you get all hot and heavy. Sometimes it don't matter where it is. You just need some privacy for a minute. That's where I can get some privacy. Shit. At least she was in the bathroom. She wasn't my girlfriend that I had on top of the pool table. I believe there's still a stain on that pool table to this day. Scorpio, man. I get it where I get it. And my daughter, same thing. It was in our house. It was in my house. But, you know, we was doing some work outside and I had friends over and they was out in the backyard. So we couldn't go in my bedroom. Bathroom will work and I missed her. She had been gone for a while. She was in Hawaii for like 2 weeks. I missed her ass. Missed the fuck out of her little ass. And I showed her how much I missed her. I ain't ashamed. It's just what it is. Yeah, Country gave me a kick in the nuts. He did. He gave me a kick in the nuts, just straight up. Straight up a kick in the nuts. Facts. Actual factuals. No bullshit, no about your feelings, none of that shit. No, that's what you did, nigga. So shut up talking about it. He was right. You're right to this day. My son, that's 30 years going. He's still right. Being honest, the triangle is more challenging than most people think. Yeah. Yeah. Less places to back up into. Chai mango latte, that's bougie. Hey, it's a spicy chai mango latte, motherfucker. 16 ounces. It wasn't bougie. It was actually pretty good. I'm just trying different things on that menu. And that was the next one that was on there because I like the spicy chai latte shit. I don't give a fuck. I wanted something hot. It was windy outside. Clear, beautiful, but kind of windy. So I wanted some warm liquids. Pause. He said it bougie. I got tendencies, man. It is what it is. Damn, Artisan, why you gotta be so nasty? Because I'm a nasty motherfucker. I ain't nasty. I'm not nasty. I don't think sex and having it is actually nasty. Unless you're doing it in a pig pen or some shit like that. And I understand a pig pen can be an actual pig pen or your filthy ass fucking room or her filthy ass fucking house. Yeah, then it's dirty. Then it's real nasty. Yuck. Clean this place. What the fuck? Can make my own mess. All right, moving on. Hour 22. I want to keep this to 20 minutes. So, Andre threw in another question. Real question. I'm talking my daughter out for her birthday in a few hours, and I told her, Mom, I'd pay for her to come too. Am I wrong for that? I'm on the fence about it. Okay, here's an easy question. Do you think a mother is going to act like a bitch? I mean, you have to understand that this is the woman that you had a child with. So you automatically have those feelings of you want to kind of cover her, right? If she got a man, you shouldn't be doing that shit. You shouldn't be. Let her cover her own goddamn self. If you guys are seriously just apart and broken up and y'all living your own lives and shit like that, you shouldn't be covering her. Because it blurs the line of what is actually being what you guys are actually doing. It blurs the line. Like, it is a reflex because me and my ex-wife were together so long as a couple. If me, her, and my daughter went out somewhere, instinctively I'd feel that in my head. Instinctively I'd feel it because that's what I do with women I'm with. I usually take care of shit, right? But consciously, I have to know I don't have to cover her ass. Yeah, I'm paying for me and baby girl. She got herself. She got a whole husband. No. Now, if it was just me and her kicking it somewhere, like when we took our daughter to college and me and her went and had lunch, I paid for her. We've been separated for a while. Ain't no fucking thing, man. I eat these goddamn tacos. I don't give a shit. We're about to sit down and have a conversation. No big deal. But you want to send, like with kids, you always have to send a consistent message as the parent. Your job is to be Captain Consistency. That's your job. So if the consistent message that you want to send to the kid is that you guys are not together, you cannot do shit like you are. It's not being mean. It's not. It's just getting that shit firm in the child's vision, in their head, and your head. That no, we don't. This is one of the things that we don't do anymore because we are not together anymore. This is one of those things. I don't cover you. You are uncovered, man, my dear. You are a renegade in these streets. So it is what it is. But if you already told her that shit, you kind of locked in right now for that. You kind of locked in for it. So you don't have to say, you don't have to make no pronouncements to her about that shit or whatever. Just suck it up and do it. Take your kick in the balls. And then the next time, let it be known. It's like, make sure you cover yourself. Or you say it this way, because I've done this as tactfully. Just say, I got baby girl. Just let her know that. Then she knows she got herself. Because if she don't want to be with you or you don't want to be with her, there's no reason to get the benefits of being with you, which is you using your resources to cover her. To make sure she ain't got to go in her pocket. No, make her get in that bitch. Get in it. Get in it. Dig deep. She doesn't have a man. I left her, but she chooses to be independent and didn't do anything I would have done with her on her birthday. Okay, well, it's your child's birthday. What's the best, to me, what's the best for the child? What makes the child have more of a time and not have to think or feel any weirdness? If you already said you would cover her, cover her. Just get it done. Because the important thing for baby girl's birthday is for everybody to have a good time for baby girl's birthday. Fuck it. It's no, just act like she another kid. You had a baby girl there, you paid for this thing, and she brought her friend along too. So fucking what? Just chalk it up to that. She got over for a day. It's not that big of a deal. Right? It's just money. You're young, you can make it again. And move on. No statements, no pronouncements, no none of that shit. Just yeah, have a good time. And call it a day. At least that's how I would handle it. At least my thing is always about what keeps things moving smoothly. It's like the number one rule that used to be in Magic the Gathering from the beginning. Yes, these are these rules here, but in a situation where they could be a disagreement, what keeps the game flowing? What keeps the game moving? Because you don't want to get bogged down with arguing over shit. What keeps shit moving smoothly right now? Cover her. We go out for a few hours, and it's over with and done with. That keeps things moving smoothly. Baby girl is happy. She has a memory that she can hold on to. Good. Let's do that. And we can put the rest of the shit on the back burner for a couple hours. Because best believe 2 hours later, I can say, you a whole bitch. Get the fuck away from around me. Yeah. Don't have baby feeling weird around it. Nope. Keep that positive energy. And baby will feel it. She know it just like you do. Your daughter 8. She ain't fucking stupid. She 8. She ain't 2. Okay. So me and ex-wifey have done a lot of things around baby girl. We went to the zoo after we were separated. She was a whole nother dude. And it was just 3 of us went to the zoo together. It could have been really weird. It was weird for me. I was upset because I love my wife. I did. I love the hell out of her. Make no mistake about it. I did. But we ain't together. And the only weird moments was riding the Muni out to the zoo because I sat in the seat and the 2 of them sat in the seat together. And there's a lot of pictures she took of me and baby girl together. Pictures that she wanted with me and her mother together. Did feel kind of weird. Because at that time, I did want to smack the shit out of her. Like, you fucking this all up, bitch. But didn't make baby girl have a terrible time. I'm not doing that. Hell no. No, I know how to be an adult. I've been doing that shit for a long goddamn time and whatever. I always like to be comfortable. Only time I did in the bathroom was because a country blonde came out of the pool with 5 GGs and nothing but a white t-shirt and panty. You must be fantasizing. 50 GGs? No shit. Was that Coco? Nigga, did Ice T know? Let me looking for your ass, nigga. Yeah. Look, comfort is having that peace wherever it is. Because I can tell you, that's not the weirdest place I ever hit it. Pool table is not the weirdest place I've ever done it. Because me and Janet Jackson got something in common. Anytime, any place, I don't care who's around. I don't. I don't give a fuck. That's just my other side I don't bring to YouTube. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. All right. So, geek stuff. Not sexual geek stuff. So what y'all think about that X-Men 93? Did everybody have a chance to watch it now? Does everybody do the watchings? Episode 3 about that Goblin Queen? Told y'all last week, I thought that's where they were going to go. And if so, it would be good. And make no mistake about it, that episode was good. In 3 episodes, these motherfuckers got everybody talking more than 8 episodes of The Bad Batch. And I have to keep comparing the 2 of those because The Bad Batch has been going on longer. Mind you, this is its 3rd season. 8 episodes in. The most exciting thing that they can muster up in this show. Look, Asajj Ventress came back. I don't give a fuck. Another regurgitated character. Another chick that's supposed to be dead that Dave brought back again. Just like Ahsoka was supposed to be dead and she back again. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If you sub to the Patreon, you'll see the review for episode 8 is up there. It is already up. It's been up for days. I just haven't mustered the energy and the patience to finish cutting episodes 6, 7, and 8 videos for the Bad Batch. I haven't. But you know what I did cut? Episodes 1, 2, and 3 of X-Men 97. Because that's been more entertaining. It's been more fun. The Goblin Queen episode was lit. She went ham on them motherfuckers. And I can tell you this, one of the things I'm really enjoying about this so far, X-Men 93 or 97, is the fact that you see them doing some X-Men Legends type of shit. Now, most of y'all might not remember this video game from PS2, which was called X-Men Legends. And it was an action game, right? Top-down view or three-dimensional view where you could see the characters. But with one push of a button, you could switch between any of the 4 X-Men that you picked. But one of the bonuses in that was that they had a bunch of combos that they can do with each other. Now, what I'm seeing in this cartoon is that combo situation is put into the cartoon with the X-Men. You constantly see them working combos off of each other. This last episode, episode 3, what did you see? Bishop get charged up by Cyclops and then just wreck shop in hell during the Inferno. I was like, nigga, what? There we go. Give Bishop some respect. Put some respect on his name. That's capital B Bishop, nigga. I was loving that shit. Loving it. But that's not the first time. You saw it in episode 1. You saw it in episode 2, that they actually work together, which is one of the things that most people don't understand, I think, about the X-Men in comic books. Understand, X-Men in comic books, one of the things that make X-Men such a formidable team, it's not so much just because of their power sets. It's not that. It is their group dynamics and their coordination with each other. They work really well together as a team because they constantly fucking train in the danger room. The danger room ain't just about learning how to use your powers. No. The danger room is about teamwork, constantly working together. The X-Men are a team. That's why they can take down a lot of people, because they work together as a team. Now, when Jim Lee made the Wildcats were based on the X-Men. And one of the things he played up in the Wildcats, which he got from the X-Men, is that what is the Wildcats' main thing? The Wildcats' teamwork is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. With simple powers. The X-Men's teamwork is superb. Superb. That's what it means for a new mutant to become an X-Men. Nigga, you join the A-Team. You join the professional squad. Yeah, the ones that get the danger room where you just get to work out all the time. We always on it. We don't rest. We don't sleep. We in school. We in the gym. Because understand it. The X-Men team has gone up against Avengers and all kind of people. And most of the time, they don't have to talk. They have the telepath on their team. On their squad, nigga. They know each other. That's part of the angst with the X-Men. They get into it with each other because they know each other. They're kind of a family. But that teamwork make the dream work, boy. They will whoop your ass. They will whoop your ass with a myriad of members. It don't matter. What you see in this cartoon is teamwork. What you see in episode 1 when everybody fell out of the Blackbird got destroyed, everybody wasn't freaking the fuck out. Oh, what are we gonna do? Ah! No. Everybody immediately picked up what needed to be happening. Even Cyclops showed up and showed people like I ain't no slouch, man. This optic blast ain't for bullshitting. This ain't confetti that come out these eyes. I don't need nobody to grab me, none of that shit. Best believe he worked on that shit in the danger room. Best believe. I'm good. So that's what I'm like. One of the things I'm liking seeing in X-Men 97, which is they teamwork. They work together as a team. They understand each other's powers. They understand their own powers. And they work together as a team to be taking down these damn folks. Plain and simple. Yeah, it's Scott superhero landing. Everybody talking about that shit. Boy, they brought Cyclops to a whole new level just showing that shit on screen. Like, damn, I didn't think he could do that. When I saw it happening on screen, I said, oh, that could work. Wouldn't he just blast a hole all the way through? But okay, but he can, vary the intensity. Okay, cool. And that close quarters in the middle of a fight shit using it, I'm like, well, yeah, but you shouldn't have to touch your visor. Having that visor is that one that's tapped into you, so you don't have to touch it to do it. But whatever, you make it fun. You see Scott know how to throw hands. Thank you. Thank you for showing that this motherfucker do know how to throw hands. Scott should operate, and I think he should operate like the blind master. Part of his training in the danger room is training without his visor. How to fight without his visor, because that's his Achilles heel. There's no goddamn way Xavier's going to let you go in that danger room and you never take that damn visor off and figure out how to fight without that. That would just be stupid. That'd be like Wolverine not knowing how to fight without a healing factor. Stupid. No. You work against this weakness. That motherfucker should be the blind master. I took his visor. He can't see. That's a problem, motherfucker, because now all of you can get it, because now you just got to listen to you. Being there like fucking Daredevil sniping you off, nigga. Understand the visor just gives it focus. Understand that. You can still see if you let it go everywhere. Because everything going to be red. Shout out to Sportaholic for supporting the stream. On the super chat side, let me read this. Yeah, Cyclops got a dope superhero landing, man. Unassisted. From height. Sportaholic said X-Men 97 and Deadpool and Wolverine are the only reasons I currently acknowledge Disney's existence. Cyclops is a straight G. I hope this is a sign that things are finally turning around. Who's to say, Sportaholic? Who's to say? Appreciate your donation. I will give you the guts and butts. Appreciate it.
Double up, 3 or 4 times. I ain't telling no lie. Let's run it up. Never let a hard time what it was.
Now, here's the thing that's funny. You see how little it takes. Because understand, Cyclops has been a joke on the X-Men for a long time. And I told you, he is not my favorite X-Men. I don't discount him, but he's not one of my favorite X-Men. But he is the leader of that damn team. And he's been a joke for so long and underutilized for so many goddamn years that all it took was 2 things. 1 episode of a half-hour show to show him fighting and using his optic blast in close quarters, and a superhero landing. And motherfuckers, oh shit. Like he's saying in here, Cyclops is a straight G. Cyclops is something. I wouldn't call him a G, but he's something. But he ain't a slouch. That's the main thing to understand from that shit. He's not a slouch. He didn't get that shit by nepotism. He earned that role. I never agreed with Wolverine being the leader of shit. Wolverine is not the leader. He is not supposed to be a leader. He's not supposed to be a headmaster. Yeah, he could be the art teacher, but he's not supposed to be the leader because Wolverine is the loner. Understand, I watched X-Men Evolution. Wolverine and the X-Men. Yeah, I watched that shit, but I already knew this is not right, though. I don't like that. Wolverine leave too much to be the head of anything because he go his own way. Got time to be watching over a bunch of little kids. Look, the people that Wolverine has gotten that were children end up being some prodigious ass fighters because they need to keep up. They got to. Kitty Pryde, Jubilee, one of them other little chicks. Look, you running with a Wolverine, man. You gotta move when he moves, and you gotta fight when he fight. So you better get up on it. He ain't gonna be sitting in one place for long. Not at all. From what I understand, Charles saw Wolverine. Wolverine was the only X-Men that came to him fully trained. He didn't have to do shit. All he was doing was like curbing his killer impulses. That's it. Keeping a redhead on staff so we always want to come back. Shout out to Andre for supporting the stream. He said, I got to catch up on your Patreon reviews, especially for Shogun and X-Men 97. I have not done another Shogun review yet because I haven't had time to sit down and watch fucking Shogun. I mean, I was laying on my ass all yesterday, but Shogun is an hour apiece and it's 6 episodes right now. I know that because the new episode comes on tomorrow. So today, at some time, I have to just start watching Shogun. I have to just start watching Shogun. As soon as I was sitting down about to watch something, my mother was calling me, oh, you check out The Gentleman on Netflix? Yeah, I heard it's really good. Yeah, I heard it's good too, Mama, but I'm not retired. I don't have time to watch series all day. I know your list stay full. Yeah, it's on my list. It does stay full with more than one streaming service. So give me some time because I don't have endless amounts of time. So shout out to Andre for supporting the stream. I will give you that 3B salute. Appreciate y'all. I saw that comment. Who put that in there? Andre. I saw that Wolverine equals the first MGTOW. Yeah, the MGTOW of the X-Men. Wolverine. Yeah, he is. He stay going his own way. He stay going his own way. Despite what chick he like at the mansion. He stay going his own way. Because he in Tap Storm too. Animal magnetism, nigga. A hell of a drug. Boy got a healing factor. His stamina is ridiculous. He don't get tired. And he got adamantium. That's the genius of Chris Claremont writing. Claremont write about a group of outcasts, rely on each other, and become efficient, competent, and a team. No Mary Sue's or Gary Lou's. Yeah. Straight up. That's the beauty of the X-Men. The X-Men is a family more than anything else. And it's a family that they make. I told you guys before, every one of you is a part of a family. You're part of the family that you're born into, but the more important one is the family that you make. That's from the people that you gather around you. Make no mistake, that's your family too. And it's more of a reflection of who you are than the family that you're born into, because the one you're born into, you kind of have a role picked out for you in that family. Kind of develop it over time. If you ever heard somebody, oh, you just like so-and-so, you just like so-and-so, you just like your uncle, you just like your daddy. That's somebody defining a role for you. Because that's the way that system and that family works. If you try to break out of that, you'll see a lot of fucking issues. If you try to do something different than that, they have a hard time accepting it. The friends that you have, that you gather around you, the family that you make, be it your kids or whatever, you define those roles in that. You define who the hell you are. And they accept you and rock with you based on that. That is the family that you made. The X-Men is the family that they've made. Through circumstances or whatever, they all end up at that school. And they all develop themselves with each other, the relationships with each other. And they're accepted in that role. Wolverine being the loner and being there and leaving or being grumpy or wanting beer and shit like that, they accept that shit. Because that's Wolverine. Well, nobody fuck with his beer. But that's Wolverine. That's his beer. Because that's what he do. He ain't a kid. He grown. Older than Charles. whether he remembered it or not. And they accept each other as such, as who they are. No need to highlight, but that's what I thought. Thanks for the advice. I told her that our daughter would rather have us have a good time together for a special occasion like this, and it's a VR arcade one. Oh shit, the VR arcade should be fun. Yeah, y'all can have fun together. Yeah, do that. You said didn't highlight it, but I highlighted so I can read it clearer than just the small print on the screen. It's not to bust you out. Cyclops ain't shit. Cyclops is something. I remember the push when they tried to give Cyclops more of an edge like 10 years ago, when they had him mixed up with Apocalypse and stuff like that. And they did that whole story of the 13. They tried to give him a little bit more edge because he was too much of the Boy Scout. But make no mistake about it, Cyclops is Cyclops. Especially after he killed Xavier in AVX, you saw a whole different Cyclops. Cyclops was out there on some Magneto shit. And was a problem. Was a problem, nigga. So no, make no mistake about it. Cyclops can be a problem if you wanted to. Because understand, to take a true believer like that and get him to the point where he sees the villain side of it is a hell of a story to tell. That motherfucker been broken a couple of times. Wolverine is the realest. Wolverine is the most savage. Can be the most savage. But make no mistake about it. Somebody like Kitty Pryde, she go into that ninja mode, she can be savage too. Wolverine trained her. Not Cyclops. Colossus is probably the realest. Storm is about the realest. Storm can kill a lot of people all the time. She don't. Same thing with Iceman. A lot of motherfuckers can get murked on a bad day for one of them. The fact that they don't comes to their personality and self-control. Lucky. Lucky. And yes, Aquateki, that's the key. It's all about writing. And what I've seen in 3 episodes of X-Men 97 is good writing. Regardless of who the person who wrote it was, it's good writing. And that's the part that I care about. I don't give a shit what he like and how he like it. I don't care. That's not my criteria for liking or not. What I care about is the work. Is the writing solid? Is the story good? 3 episodes, the story has been awesome. Better than 8 episodes of another show. What is that telling you? Somebody actually doing their job. Somebody ain't. Or is not. It's really interesting to be able to compare 3 animated shows all at the same time to how good the writing is on all of them. Because then you can see. Because make no mistake about it, this week is coming up. You got an episode of X-Men 97. What is it? Tuesday, Wednesday. You got an episode of Bad Batch, like Tuesday, Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. You got an episode of Invincible, Friday. These are 3 animated shows, 1 CG. All of them supposed to be for kids, sort of. Because if you believe that just anything animated is for kids. Which ones have the better writing? Which ones are you more looking forward to watching? It comes up in your head what happened the last time, and you want to see what happens next. It's the ones with the good writing. I really don't give a damn about what's happening on Bad Batch, episode 9 or not. I do care about what episode 4 of X-Men 97 is going to be. And I do care about what's going to happen on Invincible. Because the writing on those shows are better. A lot better. In the same amount of time. So what does that say? That the people doing Star Wars are not talented at all. They're not imaginative and they don't know how to write, because it could be said that the Bad Batch is more made for kids than X-Men 97. Definitely not Invincible. Invincible is not made with kids in mind. If it was, you wouldn't see so much blood. It's made for people who are grown up. It's just animated because you can kill more people animated than you ever could live action in more grotesque ways. It's cheaper. He is the leader. Oh, Wolverine? Yeah. No, he's not the leader. He's not. I never accepted Wolverine as being the leader of X-Men. Just didn't sit right with me. That was a Hollywood push because that's the only character people were really focused on when the X-Men finally made it to the movie screen. Because that's the character people wanted to see. They want to figure out how that would get done. And Hugh Jackman put his all into it. Came out pretty good. And so everything reflected that. That's, like I've told you many a times before, is that's the tail wagging a dog. That's why it changed in the comic books when it shouldn't. The comic should never change based on what the movies do. Comic should always stay that pure source. Don't change for Hollywood. Let Hollywood change because the comics initiated a change. Not the other way around. It's backwards to me. Yeah, the visor is to focus it. That's all it is. It's a focus. Because understand, when you open your eyes, well, your eyes are open right now. If you look straight ahead and understand where your peripheral vision is, right? When Scott opens his eyes, that's what fills up with that energy. And it's unlimited. The visor focuses it where he could focus it in one specific spot to a one directional beam. Otherwise, everything gets hit. It is, like was always described, a fire hydrant. When you open a fire hydrant, water just goes everywhere. But if you put a hose on that bitch, you can now direct that water wherever you want it to go. Haven't seen any, so it's cool. Mutants going their own way. That's funny. MGTOW. Mutants going their own way. Yes, it is. Good one, Aquatech. Male mutants going their own way. Here y'all go. Watching the MGTOW show? Yeah, mutants going their own way. Yeah. She-Hulk tried to hook up with Wolverine and he shot her down because he didn't want Juggernaut sloppy seconds. It was hilarious. Yes, Rainfire, that shit was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious because that's what She-Hulk is. She-Hulk like to party, nigga. When she got it on with Kane Marco, Wolverine's like, nah, I don't want Juggernaut sloppy seconds. Let her ass know he got standards. Yeah, I may be the wild man, but I got standards. That goddamn wild. Wolverine is the best character because he doesn't want the group, but he always shows up when in need. Wolverine is a Batman character. Doesn't make him the best character. Because make no mistake about it, the person that will always be there with the team is somebody I appreciate. More so than the person who always leaves the team. I like Wolverine, but that's one of his failings. He doesn't know how to work with people. He's more animal than human sometimes. He doesn't. But the people that's always there with them, always in the trenches with them, going through it, like Charles, Xavier always there. Scott always there. They never really leave. They always there with that team working through all the ups and downs, not just when, you know, Weekend Daddy come through. We here dealing with this shit all the time. You can catch some smoke for that, with that coming in here and there, you know, part-time person shit. Nah, fuck that, man. If you in, be in. If you out, be the fuck out. You know, when Psycho said hella pockets, he had a pouches for everybody. Heard there was a comic where Wolverine killed Cyclops. I think that was Age of Apocalypse. He did try to kill his ass. They at least got into a fight. That's why he got one eye, because Wolverine took the other one. And that's why Wolverine got one hand, because Scott blew that bitch off. Blew his goddamn hand off, taking his eyeball. He didn't appreciate that shit at all. I agree. I think part of the reason why men gravitate to anime, you can do a lot more in that in comparison to live action. Yeah, it's all. Double Toaster did an interview with Robert Kirkman recently, and he was talking about why they made Invincible animated as opposed to live action. And they were planning this while he was doing The Walking Dead. And Robert Kirkman was relaying that he understand that different mediums have different pluses and minuses, right? You can do more in anime than you can in live action, because now you don't have to worry about sets. It depends on the story, though. The story happens with a bunch of aliens and in different places in space, a lot of destruction and stuff like that. And animation was a way he could stay truer to the comic, because now you don't have to make all these concessions for live action. Right? Like he was talking about a scene from the comic for Walking Dead where it was like supposed to be like 100 zombies or something like that. Well, we only got 5. Live action, we can only have 5. You know, shit. You know, it's supposed to be 100. We only got 5. So we're going to have to fill that in with CG or something. Those are the limitations. Right? And it's a TV show budget. It ain't a movie budget. Because best believe, you go watch Dune 2 and Paul step out on the mound and you see all them fucking Fremen, them ain't all real people. A lot of them are. The rest of them ain't. That is CG. But it looks awesome. There are pluses and minuses to either one. And make no mistake about it, if the Matrix would have went the way it was supposed to, you would have seen more of it more often, which was, it was supposed to be like a graphic novel, but most people don't fucking read. So it would have had a cult following before it ever became a movie if it went the way it was supposed to go. But because some producer thought he was willing to get the money up, let them do this shit live action, that's why you got the movies that you got. Because it was supposed to be a comic. Storyboards were all comic book panels. It worked better cinematically. And it's somewhat historically accurate. Oh, wait. You said, I agree. I think it's part of the reason why men gravitate to anime. Live action first season of Vinland Saga was crazy. I never saw Vinland Saga. I haven't watched that. It's on the anime list, but I told y'all I gave my anime watching credentials to my son. He watches all the anime. And it's somewhat historically accurate. You get a lot of historical accuracy in anime, which is surprising. You get a lot of political accuracy in anime too. Like the one series I always try to get BGS to watch is Ghost in the Shell, because politically it is accurate to how politics works. It is. It's police work, dealing with the government, dealing with different bureaucracies, dealing with different nations trying to fuck over each other. How they deal with refugees, how they don't deal with refugees. That shit is telling. Very telling. In a futuristic time. I slid that shit in there. And it's very good, very sophisticated. On top of having good action. Wolverine was a good leader, his version of X-Force, because they were doing the dirty work. Yeah, that black and white X-Force, because they was just killing folks. They was the killers. That was a hit squad. What the fuck you call it? That was maximum force. That was the X out force. Yeah. That's like Superior Spider-Man having this crew of spider people who would kill people. That's all it was. These was the angels with the dirty wings. Okay. These was your avenging angels. Okay. The dirty work team with Wolverine in charge? Yeah, because that's what the hell he do. Listen, man, it's in his name. He's the best he is at what he does. And what he does is not pretty. What is Wolverine designed for? Killing shit. He is an efficient killing machine. That is what he is good at. Look at his villains. Always some... What could you call Sabretooth other than a murderer? Unapologetic. Fuck out of here, dude. That's what he do. Yeah. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised he was the best at that team. Yeah, because he didn't have to hold back. Give him the works. give him the works. My only thing with Wolverine, especially in the comics that I hate, is that they always got him popping his claws. Do you understand Wolverine don't need to pop his claws really ever? He don't. With adamantium on, that little motherfucker is heavy as shit. That means punching a regular person in the face would be like hitting them with a fucking sledgehammer or something like that. All the fighting skills that he has, he'd be like fucking Batman. He ain't gotta pop his claws. You get the claws popped out. I'm telling you, if I wrote Wolverine, half the time he would just be beating the shit out of people. Most of the time he would just be beating the hell out of people. But when you saw them claws come out, you know it was a serious fight and somebody was gonna die at this point. I would write him like an old school master in martial arts. He may not never ball up his fist and hit you. Maybe he just smack you with his palm or something. Because if he balled up his fist and hit you, your ass is going to die. You're going to die. Because that's what it's going to be. That means he's going for killing strikes. And I'd write him just like that. Nowadays, that's the only thing they know how to sell the thing on. He always got to have his fucking claws out. That's like, it doesn't play up the fact that he actually knows how to fight. He doesn't know how to cut shit. Yeah, you went back to anime because of the show. I hear you. I can see why, because it's good. Shout out to Dr. T. What's good? The truth. Wolverine was a good. Okay, I read that already. Shout out to Dr. T. Peace, Dr. T. Villain Saga was about. Yeah, I know what it's about. I just haven't watched it, Andre. Everybody in the Vikings right now because they're looking for the next badass group of white boys that they can hold on to. Oh, Deadpool Wolverine does him justice. Yeah, Logan was good because it was actually finally taken seriously and you let him cut into people. You have a movie for 10 years. Dude got lethal weapons in his hands and he ain't never killed anybody. It's fucking stupid. It's like, why even bother? Could have put butter knives on that shit. Wolverine is always a rated R character. Spawn is always a rated R character. Deadpool should be a rated R character. It's just what it is. Punisher, definitely a rated R character. Ghost Rider, definitely a rated R character. Blade, rated R character. Look, it makes no difference if those are the characters people want to see. They're not made for kids. That's the same kind of thinking that thinks everything animated is for children. No, everything drawn on a page in a comic book is not for kids. It's not. Authority was not for kids. Yeah, it was drawn on paper and shit, but it wasn't for kids at all. Yeah, it was a comic book. It wasn't for kids. So when not Zack Snyder, but James Gunn does his Authority movie, and if he pushes for a rated R, don't be surprised by what you see in that shit, because it is not for kids. Authority ain't never been for kids, and James Gunn will love that shit because he like doing shit that ain't for kids. Yeah. He like warriors. He likes his warriors. Vikings are another type of warriors. They're dominating. Because I think Angry Man at the time was watching Vikings. And he got the Villain Saga because he's an anime geek. That's why the Wildcats. Oh, because the Wild Covert Action Team, that's what the fuck they did. And they went in. So I'm enjoying X-Men 97. I really am right now. It's 3 episodes. Like, I don't want to seem like a pessimist, but it's only 3 episodes. 3 episodes have been good. Episode 4 can fall off a fucking cliff. It can. And that will be in keeping with what Marvel does in some ways. But so far, is X-Men making a strong showing, turning up on Marvel Disney, at least in animated form. What it turns out to be in live action, everything that I'm hearing about what's going on behind the scenes of this Deadpool and Wolverine, or Deadpool number 3, I got to give props to Ryan Reynolds. He's really fighting for his movie to be his movie. He really is. I'm really gained a lot more respect for this dude for standing with the fan base of wanting his movie to be good and not have all this ridiculous shit crammed into it, like She-Hulk and Captain Marvel and this one thing left, one thing right. No, he's not doing that, and he's getting the rest of his crew on board to lock shoulders and say, hell no, we ain't gonna go. I'm down with that. I appreciate that. I do. So that is something that needs to happen from people who have control of these shows or these projects, that if you have that kind of stroke, use it. Fuck them. Because the company is ruining itself. Like Mahershala Ali in this Blade. Make no mistake about it. If Mahershala Ali had been a different dude and just took any script that they threw in front of his ass, he didn't have an Oscar or anything like that, and just ran with it, you'd be getting a Blade movie this year. And it would have been that same bullshit you heard in that first script. And you would have been upset and pissed off. But because the director walked, because the lead actor was going to walk and said, no, I'm not doing this shit until you fix this script. That's why they keep coming back to the drawing board for more briefing about what script they turn out for this man. Because he keeps me like, no. Hell no. I'm not doing that. That's why. Because he is in enough of a position to be able to say, fuck no, I'm not doing it. And that's why your Blade movie taking a while. And I don't give a shit if that's the reason. Good. I don't care. I'll stand with him. If he read the script and he knows something in there that ain't good and he don't like it, as being a fan of Wesley's Blade, and he got enough stroke to say, no, I'm not doing it, and make them go back to the drawing board and write something better, then keep sending the motherfuckers back until they get it right. Keep sending them back. I'll wait for it. I still got the original Blade movies. The original 2. So we're going to talk about that third one. I'll watch those. I don't need to see a new Blade movie if it's going to be garbage. Why? So Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman giving Disney and them smoke for what they want to try to throw into this Deadpool 3 movie and fighting against that shit, I'm all for it. Yeah, do that. If you got the power to do that kind of shit, do it. Because I don't want to see another bad comic book movie. I don't. I really don't. I don't want to see a bad episode of anything geek related. I really don't. I'm not in for it at all. So the little glimmers of hope that I see, which is the 3 episodes of X-Men 97, I will hold on to. I will champion it loudly. And if it falls off the cliff in the next episode, it falls off the fucking cliff. But these 3 episodes was actually good because they actually knew the characters. Oh my God. They knew their own fucking characters. And they're trying to do them some justice. They made Cyclops look cool. God damn. Somebody remember that the X-Men are not just Wolverine. That everybody on that squad is a problem. Because make no mistake about it, if Rogue was to cut loose and they made her like she was in X-Men later on, where she had access to everybody's ability she ever touched, you would have a problem with Rogue. You would have a hell of a problem. It ain't just flying and strength, nigga. No. Everybody she's ever touched that had power, she'd be willing to able to access their powers and use them all together. Problem. You think you see Storm bossing up? Shit. You just don't know. The whole squad of X-Men is a problem. Not just one dude. You could take him off the team and the team still be a problem. There'll still be a team that nobody will want to be messing with. It's hell of Avengers. It ain't a lot of people on the X squad at one time. Yeah, cherish those 3 episodes. Yeah. What up, War Ready? And Studio was good. Said Blade movie synopsis was saddening. Yeah, that was some bullshit. That original script was bullshit. That woman phoned it in. She didn't know shit about that character. She didn't care. She wrote some bullshit and turned it in. I'm like, this bitch. They fired that chick without even letting you know what her name was again. Like, thank you. Thank you for throwing this script out. Damn, love story. So the ones that I've heard of since then have been garbage too. Some plagiarized bullshit. Some regurgitated plagiarized shit. Blade don't need no daughter. You know what you can do for me for a Blade movie? Put Blade in the movie and have him killing vampires. That's what you can do for me. I don't need him having a daughter. I don't need the next generation that we need to. No. We don't need none of that shit. Because you know what? As far as I know, the Deadpool movie is doing fine without saying they're introducing Lady Deadpool. Even though rumor is that one of the alternate versions of Deadpool is in it, and it's the female Deadpool. So what? From an alternate universe? Who gives a fuck? As long as she don't stay. As long as she doesn't stay. That'll be fun for a hot second. Now get the tail off the screen and let's get back to the real shit. No. Blade don't need to have no daughter. I don't need Blade becoming an absentee father all of a sudden. Fuck you. No. Just because that's your childhood, why don't you make a documentary about that shit and stop trying to fuck up this comic book property with it? I don't want to hear about that shit. Go to therapy. This is not therapy. Top 3 men for me is Wolverine, Professor X, and Gambit for me. Professor X gets 1 because he brought the team together. Wolverine gets it because you're not touching him if it comes down to killing. You're not. The 3rd one for me would be Magneto. That's it. Magneto is a problem. But he can be a problem, good or bad. He can be good, or he can be really fucking bad. It's just the way it goes. But he does have a code that he follows. Same thing with Xavier. Even though Xavier can be demonstrative in his own way. Figure out about the Xavier protocols and shit like that. Yeah, you love X-Men. You do. Love them. My children. But I do have this file here how to take your ass out if you should ever go bad. If you should ever run amok. I know how to kill you. I do. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. The X-Men feel all fucked up, but you can feel fucked up. It's your father's responsibility to take you out if you run amok. Just what it is. So, maintain low tones. Sportaholic said, I hate that Marvel has told so many writers that they weren't fans to not read the material. Obviously, we know why. Well, here's the thing. I got two perspectives on that. As a fan, I want people who understand this material to write it because I want it to be somewhat accurate to the source material. I want the respect paid to the source material. I pay to the source material, right? That's why I want these people to be fans of it. Now, the problem is that if you're not really creative, where I can see Marvel's side of it, if you're not really creative, by reading the source material, you automatically, when you sit down and write your new stuff, you regurgitate the same idea. Because you're not creative. You will just repeat what you've read. Like, whenever I was going to write a story for my characters, right, I would not watch certain types of stuff for a while, just to clear that noise out of my head. So when I sat down to write, I knew they were my ideas and not something I pulled from another show, because I want to be original. Right? I want to tell my stories coming from me, not just the stories I have locked in my head from what I have watched on television and shit. Most people are programmed like that. They don't know how to separate the two. Oh, it's all coming from me because I'm writing it. But no, motherfucker, this is just like what it was in the other show. Oh, yeah, I did watch that show. Yeah, you did. So if you want to inject some new creative ideas, you do need people who are not looking at it as it has to be just this. You want to spur their creativity. You do need to give them a little open range to just look at it in a different way that you haven't looked at it before. That's what young people are good for. Young people are good for looking at what's established and asking questions on why it's that way that you may not have ever asked because you're used to it being established, right? Like I say, I don't like Wolverine being the leader of the X-Men. Well, somebody young made that decision. It wasn't somebody old. Well, what would happen if Wolverine was the leader? Well, old nigga like me is like, Wolverine is never the leader. He's the loner. Yeah, but what if he was the leader? What would that look like? I don't know, a mess. Well, let's see. Let's see what it looks like. That's what young people are good for. Now, I may not like it. I accept it as a story that happened, but I don't think that's what the character is, because what I came to the character as established, he is a loner. That's how I picked up the character. He's a loner. He would never be the leader. But when they test things out, young people ask those questions. And then you get shows like X-Men and the Wolverines and X-Men Evolutions. What is it? Wolverine kind of being a leader. I wouldn't have did that shit. But somebody young asked a question and was willing to ride it out like that. Okay, some of those areas, some of that works. That's why I said I'm of two minds of it. In a creative space, you need room to create and not be locked down to, I can only tell a story this way. It only has to hit this. No. The main points you have to hold to, but you need to be free to move in this shit a little bit. If you can get to those main pieces, cool. What I don't like is them overly bastardizing the characters and turning the characters into people they aren't at all. I mean, they threw away the base completely and just remade the character. It's like, this is not even this character. This is some other character from some other show. That's where it gets to be a problem, right? You can pull off parts and pieces and reskin it or repaint it or something like that, but it has the core, the bones of it has to be that character. It has to be that story. And but since it's not a visible line where you can see how much you can change and how much you can't, some of it is on feel. You have to understand the character to know how much you can change and how much you can't. All right. So it's a delicate thing. I can see it from both sides. I do like passionate creators, but I fucking hate to say this. Dave Filoni, in some ways, is a passionate creator, but all he wants to do is copy what's already been done with his characters. That's all he wants to do. He wants to be George. And so he will copy shit that George did and just replace it with one of his own characters. It's not creative. That's what you get. So it's a tough thing to, I think, fill out, but they should have some understanding of the material and not just be totally blank, so they know if it's going too far outside the bounds of what is acceptable for that character, right? You couldn't have an X-Men thing. You can't have Scott acting like Ant-Man, Hank Pym Ant-Man, like getting into arguments and fucking fist fights with Jean Grey. That wouldn't work. Everybody would say that's not fucking Cyclops. The fuck are you doing? Right? You can't have Storm trouncing around acting like a whole slut. That's not Storm. People would roundly reject that shit and be pissed off. But if you gave Storm a little bit more edge, you showed her knowing how to steal stuff and stuff like that, which hasn't necessarily been shown on screen, fans would get it. Like, yeah, she got that pass. She was a little street rat. That's how she know Gambit. People would accept that. But it would be something you hadn't seen before. Malika got jokes. I mean, the good side, but you're right. Yeah. You know. Magazine Psychos yelling at Professor X, and Xavier puts his hand on the file with protocols on it. Says, take the bass out of your voice, Scott. Xavier wouldn't have to tell him that shit. He put it into his mind what would be happening to his ass. Like, oh, damn it, Charles. Now go to your room. Compel him mentally to go to his room. It's called CC, aka creative constipation. Yeah, they do have creative constipation. They really do. Funny. Now, yeah, Storm knew Gambit. X-Men Apocalypse was trash. Yeah, it was mostly trash. It was. We don't talk about that. I will say, though, I don't mind what's her name playing Jean Grey. I'm forgetting her name now from Game of Thrones. I don't mind her playing Jean Grey. No. If they rehired her and brought her back, I'd be cool with that. Even though the Dark Phoenix was garbage. Sophie Turner, that's her name. Sophie Turner. I like Sophie Turner. She's cute. And I believe she's a natural redhead.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Shut up, Alexa. Who's talking to you? I thought that bitch was off. There she go. What up, BTM? Sexy self. So, creative constipation. Because of the creative constipation, Godzilla and Kong was a respite for me. It was. It was a respite for me. And I realized that I got to the movie a little bit late, so I missed the trailers, and I don't know how much of the beginning I missed. But from watching that, I tell you, I'm liking what they have built. Like Legendary has silently built their own universe of overlapping and connected characters with monsters and filled out a whole new world of possibilities by introducing this Hollow Earth situation in Godzilla versus Kong. So now they're in a whole nother world that you can have them fucking up and tearing up and not have to be tied to anything in the real world, which is fun for me. They've even introduced travel between the upper world and the Hollow Earth, which gets into looking like a little bit of space travel, like, Contact style, right? You're going through a wormhole, except the wormhole is in the Earth. It's not in space. So it keeps everything still terrestrial in a sense. That's all fun. Now, introducing another big bad, another big ass orangutan, I would call him, not a gorilla, with little whip action in this was fun. Watching Kong, I didn't realize how satisfying it was to watch King Kong in a world with other gorillas beating the shit out of him, slanging them by the ankles and stuff like that. It's like, you know what? This is actually fun. I'm enjoying this. I really am enjoying this. And one of the things I was surprised about is that they got over in that movie, making a whole movie with CG characters, and none of them were speaking fucking English. They got over a whole movie, mostly filled up with CG characters. None of them speak English, but they told you a goddamn story without them speaking. Even one of the main characters don't even speak. She mute, she deaf. Giant, right? And I was like, holy shit. They told me a story without actually saying many words. Amazing. That reminded me of the silent issue of G.I. Joe, where it was from Snake Eye's perspective, and it was just silent. There were no bubbles. There were no word bubbles. Everything was told through movement and the situation, what was drawn on the page. Which is, if you're doing a movie right, you can do that. That's what silent movies were. You got what was happening by watching the interaction between the people. And maybe you got a little card to come up and say, da-da-da-da-da-da. Doing a comic book, right, it can work that way. You can pull the words off the page and get the whole story just by looking and reading the pictures. I watched Godzilla and Kong. That's pretty much what I got, which was cool. It's like, I didn't really trip on that at the time. I got a whole movie. Because gorillas don't speak English. I don't know if you know that shit or not. Godzilla definitely don't speak English. But the interactions between Godzilla and Kong, especially when Kong came up to the surface and was looking for Godzilla, you got what was the hell was happening. Because I'll tell you this. It's kind of a spoiler, but not really, right? Kong comes to the surface in Cairo, near the pyramids. He's looking for Godzilla's help. Comes to the surface, and he lets out his yell, right? Godzilla hears that shit all the way in Rio de Janeiro. Oh, no, he was the Rock of Gibraltar, so he's, my bad, wrong movie. He was at the Rock of Gibraltar. He hears that shit. That motherfucker yell back. And basically, you fill in as an audience member, you fill it in for yourself. But the look on Godzilla's face when he heard that yell, he's like, nigga, what? Motherfucker dove off the Rock of Gibraltar into the ocean to come to Egypt. And sure enough, he popped out that damn canal, ran up there to that pyramid. and you see Kong like, hey, man, calm down. I want to talk. Godzilla wasn't hearing none of that shit. Like, what the fuck you doing here? I told you about coming back up. It was all from there. And you get what's happening. You totally get what's happening. Godzilla is pissed. Nigga, you ain't even supposed to be here. That truce shit was last movie. We ain't look, you came up here, truce is over. This your ass now. Calm down. I want to talk, Godzilla. Nah, nigga. Fuck that talk. That's what it was. It was hilarious to me. Because they were fighting like the dude that was just on one. He was just on one. Like, calm the fuck down. I'm trying to talk to you. No, I want to hear it. I want to hear that shit. I'm like, no, I need your help. You go get some help. Get these humans to help you when I finish kicking your ass. It was hilarious, dude. I'm doing the dialogue that I was doing in my head was hella funny. That's probably why I'm laughing so hard. The dialogue I was doing in my head for those two characters interacting on the screen where they just roared and scratched and shit like that was funnier than they could have ever wrote. Calm down, man. Calm down. Shit. I'm up here for this shit this time, G. What, nigga? What? What do you want? We got some problems down here. I need your help. It was funny. Yeah, like a good universe building, the old IP was, yeah, Legendary is doing some creative shit. It don't mean that I don't like Godzilla -1. Godzilla -1 was awesome. It was an awesome movie. But it doesn't mean this Legendary Godzilla I don't like too, because it's more fun. It's a little bit more fun. Yeah, the humans are there, and humans always want to be in the way. But look, I'll take this Godzilla and -1 Godzilla at the same time. They're two different Godzillas. They're happening in two different universes. So they ain't gotta act the same. Because Godzilla -1 was a whole asshole. And it was nothing, there was a force of nature. You couldn't do shit about that. Just get out the way. That's all you can do. But Legendary Godzilla is more humanized to the point where he will do dickish shit. But you'll get what he on, right? You'll get what he's on. Because make no mistake about it, when I went back after watching Godzilla and Kong, and I watched Godzilla King of the Monsters again, one of the things I loved about that movie, outside of seeing Ghidorah and Rodan and Mothra and all them showing up, Godzilla was in there acting like the bully in the yard, nigga, for real. Like, what the fuck? Nope, I heard somebody was here, and I'm showing up. I'm showing the hell up. That's what it was. You think you're just gonna come here and start running my shit? Oh no, no, we gonna fight. We gonna get it. And Godzilla versus Kong, when they was fighting Mechagodzilla, and Mechagodzilla was giving him work, you could see he was humanized a little bit more. Like, oh shit, this motherfucker kicked my ass. When Kong came to help him out, he was kind of grateful. Like, okay, yeah, let's get this nigga. Let's get him. Yeah, he a problem. Yeah. He's humanized a little bit more in a different way. He has more human reactions, which makes it more fun. Because then you rooting for the monster to kick somebody else's ass. Some other monster, some bigger monster's ass. You rooting for that shit. You feel bad when he get knocked down. That's what you got from this one, Godzilla and Kong. You root for the two of them. And you feel more connection with Kong than anything, because Kong is the one taking more of the bumps, more of the bruises, more of the looking for his family, his lost family that he was separated from, and then finding them and seeing that they mostly fucking slaves. I was like, damn, this is the nigga moment here. They just slaves. Toiling for some other little brutish ass dude because they all forgot that they was they all forgot that they was gorillas. And this dude, this one orangutan with control over this frost dragon is a problem. If you don't beat this motherfucker's ass, it's like, how many of y'all is it? Don't be afraid. because he's the only one who can control that thing. That thing is a prisoner. It's like, yo, want to be doing that shit? Godzilla was high. He had roid rage. You called my name 3 times, and he was like, talk to the claws. Yeah, Godzilla was on that shit, dude. He was on it. It wasn't roid rage. He just ain't about that bullshit. He in charge. Look, Godzilla make it very plain. It's his yard. He got smoke and atomic breath for anybody who say different. He got it. He coming. Let your ass let out a little cry that you standing on a mountaintop somewhere. He's coming. He coming to see about that. Oh, you think you're the king of the hill, huh? Up from the depths. 30 stories high. Look, he coming to find out. Godzilla want that smoke with anybody. Anybody. He coming. Start filling your nuts. Okay, you're going to show up and test it out for a minute. See what you got. Because in that sense, Godzilla like the Incredible Hulk, dude. Radiation make him strong, boy. Fuck around and find out. Radiation make that boy strong. You love it. Oh, I can't get enough. He be getting amped up. Kong got to dig deep, right? He got to dig a little deeper. Godzilla, oh, he be getting that juice. He be getting charged up, boy. Don't get him to turning colors. And you see what it was in this one, Rainfire. He was on a mission. In this one, he was on a mission. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. He's not stupid. He's not some big dumb lizard. When he went after Tiamat, why? Because he want that radiation, nigga. Look, no, I need a power up, nigga. Something's about to happen. Something about to go down. I need to, get bulked up. He like in the Batman movie, he trying to jab some venom, right? Nah, you got what I need. I'm coming to get it. You was cool, yeah, you was being okay, but you came out that little icy fortress and talking shit. Look, I'll suck it out of you too. Don't matter. And then went and took us home. Killed that thing and went on and took us home and just start sucking it up like, man, you got the good juice bar, man. I need this good Jamba juice. Yeah, exactly. We got a problem? Yeah, Godzilla be Deboing them motherfuckers, boy. He do. He be Deboing that shit for real. I mean, Godzilla ease, yeah. We got a problem, nigga? You got a problem? You owe me some radiation too? Nah, G, go ahead and take it, man. Go ahead and take it. Look, it's God in his name, man. That boy be coming through like that. Who wants some of Jibo? That's what he did. He came there on a mission. If that damn Tiamat would have just left, went somewhere else, I think he would have been cool. Because all he wanted was the radiation. But he came out there with that bullshit. Okay. Get that nigga their shenanigans. Fucked him up and went about eating his shit. And got that char. Like, oh, yeah, what a rush. Now, where the rest of that shit at? He knew a fight was coming. He knew he needed to be bulked up. Now, I will say this for the movie since everybody disappeared. And I might end this shit in 20 minutes. I'll say this, that for the most part, the Scar, the Scar King or whatever, he didn't really live up to that shit. He was kind of a problem, but he was only a problem because he had that Frost Dragon on a leash. Him by himself wasn't that badass. I think Kong could have took him by himself. But you needed Godzilla to get that fucking leash away from that Negro so you can just put hands on him. Because putting hands on him by himself, he was looking crazy. The Scar King was looking crazy. That motherfucker was like he was on some shit himself, like looking at you sideways like he was a whole sociopath or something. Or excuse me, a whole psychopath. But once you got that whip away from him, he didn't have a frost dragon to use. He was lightweight. He was light work. He's easy work. So fuck him. So that part was fun, and that's why I said it was a fun time just watching the movie and getting to just enjoy it. There was people in there laughing. There was people in there excited about what they were seeing. I was excited about what I was seeing because it was just fun. Even with the human characters in there, it was just fun. I wasn't overly analyzing it, like, how does this shit work? Nah, it doesn't. Okay, that's it. No, it was just okay, that's interesting. They telling me a whole story in a whole new world doing their own thing. Cool. Cool. It don't have to be completely tied to reality. It's a fucking movie after all. It's all fictional. Right. So I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. I could watch it again and have fun watching it again. Now, I did think some parts were taken from other movies, like Kong with his robotic punching armor. I was like, oh, that was your MCU pull up. There was another scene in there that looked like Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, it was like, okay, he got the axe and they jumping and they're gonna punch and it's gonna be a big explosion. It was like, this is shades of the MCU, man. This is it take a couple years to make these movies. Okay. 2 or 3 years. Okay. Whatever. I saw some stuff that was kind of, I've seen a scene like this in another movie, but I'm letting it slide because it's a kaiju movie and they ain't supposed to be fighting. So, okay, I'll let that rock. But with the robotic arm on him, looked like Pacific Rim. It looked like Pacific Rim. Some of it looked like Transformer shit. Yeah, well, whatever the fuck. I was enjoying it. I was really enjoying it. And it was fun. It was really fun. So I didn't do a straight up review for it because I didn't take any notes. I didn't really take any notes. It was just an impression of watching the movie. And I really had to think, did I do reviews of the other movies? And I did do a Kong King of the Monsters review. I don't remember doing a reaction for Godzilla versus Kong, even though I think I did. I might have talked about it on a show. So this one, it's like, I wasn't taking a bunch of notes in there. And I showed up late, missed some of the beginning, so it's not a full view of it. And I only like giving the full view. But for what I could tell y'all, it was entertaining. It was fun to watch. It was fun. It was a fun watch. I just didn't like the common disaster movie trope is every landmark you've ever seen before needs to get destroyed. I didn't like the pyramids getting fucked up. I didn't like that at all. That really bothered me, disturbed me a lot. It did. But look, I saw Moon Knight too. It didn't bother me as much as Moon Knight. But in this Godzilla versus Kong, it did bother me because they did fuck up shit. But I can tell you this, one of the things they never actually go over in these legendary kaiju movies is how many people get killed in these goddamn buildings. These motherfuckers wiping out wholesale. You don't focus on that too much. But that's what made Godzilla -1 good. You focus on the people that's getting hurt in this bullshit. Sounds like it was a good movie. I was considering watching it because they have it in 40K outside of what I've heard from other content creators. I would say it's worth watching in IMAX for some good sound. I saw it on a standard screen, I think it was, because that was the show I got. But I could see it would play better in IMAX. I can see that. I wasn't thinking of going to see it in IMAX. That wasn't a staple of I have to go see it in IMAX. I didn't say that this one, but when I was sitting there watching it, some of the scenes would work better in IMAX. Would work a lot better in IMAX. It'd make it look more epic. So if you can see it in IMAX, go see it in IMAX. I can tell you this. They're completely different movies, but I felt better leaving this movie than I did than seeing Ghostbusters. Just what it is. This one was more fun. It was more fun. So I don't fault that at all. It is what the hell it is. So it takes care of Godzilla, Kong, X-Men 97. I bitched about the Bad Batch a little bit. Invincible is good. You should watch it this week because there's some dark stuff going on in that. But I'm waiting for them to get more into what's going on with Nolan. Because they showed him at the very end to show that he wasn't dead, but he is paralyzed in a sense. And at least for Invincible, the storytelling on that is really good, which makes me mad that I never read the comic. I've heard things that happen in the comic over the years, but I never read the comic itself. And if I didn't have so much on my plate to actually read and watch, I would really want to pick up the comic and start reading it. I did get a couple of the collected editions when I still had the shop. But yeah, this is good. How it's going into these characters. And look, the last episode was dark. This one last week picked up right where that one left off, where heroes was dying. People that you like was dying. And since I didn't read the comic, I didn't know this shit was coming. These motherfuckers is getting their brains blown out and all kind of crazy shit. Like, damn, what? Look, Invincible hasn't stopped shocking me yet. It hasn't. And that shock has been more entertaining than the predictability of, oh, you're just going to steal this from George. Okay, what the fuck ever. And in comes this character again. Who cares? It's been more interesting than that. Yeah, Invincible storytelling is very good. That shit was dark. Look, this episode, I'm trying to remember it completely because it's been a couple of days. But Mark and his team are intercepting this ship with these sequids on it. And these sequids are the little Starro look-alike creatures that take control of organic life forms and stuff like that. And in the last episode, these motherfuckers was fighting these things on the ship, and people, they was about to die. I mean, for real, they were going to die. They could not beat them. They couldn't beat them. Now, back on Earth, the Guardians of the Globe was fighting against the Snake family, and them motherfuckers was getting killed. Like, no bullshit. They was getting killed. Kate got killed. The multiple girl, she got killed. I'm like, oh, shit. Flat out. The shrinking, expanding chick, she got eaten, killed. And then Rexplode, who the biggest asshole of the group, he got exploded. For real. Like, oh shit, that was a dark place to lead that episode, dude. They left it on some Empire Strikes Back kind of shit. Like, and we'll see you next week. Like, holy shit, like that? We ended it like that? That's some dark shit. This next episode opened up. There was no time gap. There was no time skip. It picked up right from there, nigga. And they had to get it in. Now, part of the more entertaining part of it, outside of the violence and the fighting and stuff like that, is the heroes dealing with the grief after the team that went out in space comes back and finds out what happened with the team that was on Earth, how they got killed, and dealing with that shit. The stuff with the Immortal was very interesting because, understand, obviously he's immortal, and he says the line in there, I've had many lovers, but why does it feel this way with this one? And Black Samson's having to tell him it's the one that matters. It did. You're having an immortal person actually deal with loss of somebody that they cared for. because he thought he had more time. That was interesting. Like, I don't know, Louis Gossett Jr. passing. Thought you had more time with him. Or Chance, I'll say his name wrong. Perdomo, passing at 27. Thought you had more time. Sobering. And this is animated, not for kids. You have Debbie dealing with her husband's child from another alien woman in her home and having to stand up to Cecil and the government about, look, no, I don't want none of your fucking government people in here trying to take care of this kid. No, we ain't putting them in no lab. No, fuck that. But actually getting somebody who's on board with her. Like, no, I work for you. It's about this kid being all right. Which I can rock with. I can. Like, okay, that seemed like the one. And mind you, I don't know any of this story of Invincible, where this shit is going. And I don't want spoilers. So I'm into the story. I'm into where it's going. And where it's going is actually interesting. And from what I hear from people who read the shit, it's accurate to the comic. Because it's being done by the guy who wrote the goddamn comic. And from his own words, from his interview with Double Toasted, the animated show was better for him because he gets to go in and elaborate more on certain things that he didn't have time to do in the comic. So he's adding some more stuff in there, fleshing some stuff out that might have just been a good skeleton but didn't have no skin on it. He's putting some skin on it. Yeah, it was an oh shit festival. The last 2 episodes, a festival, I can't say it was an orgy. It was an oh shit orgy. That was what the fuck it was. Those last 2 episodes, like, bro, this episode was more emotional. It's a Fallout episode, right? If the episode before this one, I'm forgetting the numbers on those episodes because they took a break halfway through their season. That's what's fucking it up for me. If the episode before this was an orgy of violence, this episode is an orgy of the fallout. What happens afterwards? Consequences of all this stuff that happened. Characters dealing with this emotional weight that happened to them from loss and whatnot. Because make no mistake about it, even Mark is dealing with it on a small level. You done dealt with all this other stuff up in space. You're dealing with this stuff at home with your new little baby brother or stuff like that, or your half brother, and your mama and all this stuff. Yeah, you're probably gonna break up with your chick too. Because you ain't really being fair to her. You're always gone and she always having to lie. And I feel that moment too. It's like, yeah, that ain't kind of right. I'm into it like it's a freaking soap opera, dude. As invested in this shit like I would be in something from the WWE, watching their storyline. Yeah, you probably gonna have to break up. That ain't really cool. Yeah, I know where this talk going. Yeah, I understand. Damn. But this is animated. But not for kids. It's an adult story happening. That you could, if you shook off the color and made it in live action, it would play the same way. It would just be more real because you would relate quicker because the people look real like you. But make no mistake about it, it could be the same story. Wouldn't have to change shit. Just cost more money to produce. So it was a really interesting episode where he said you can see the fallout emotionally from all these deaths, these heroes coming back, how they process all this stuff, how they move forward after all of this, and there's still threats out there. There's still stuff that they have to deal with. On the grand scale, on the interpersonal scale. Because I can tell you one of the most heartbreaking moments that they ended this one on was there was an astronaut who went to Mars and he got taken over by these sequids. And through Invincible and his team's actions, he was rescued from the sequids. The sequids didn't get to come to Earth and take over the planet and shit like that. And this astronaut got to be brought back home and find out everything that was happening because he couldn't control himself. He had no control of himself. He was a prisoner in his own body, which sounds like a nightmare to me just of its own making, right? He finally gets to come home. He sees his place. His place is trash because while the creature was controlling him, it just trashed his place. I don't know how to live like a fucking human being. But he goes in the kitchen and he's cleaning up and stuff, and he starts coughing and coughing. And he spits up in the sink like, oh shit, he fucked up. He pukes up a sequid. And the motherfucker takes control of him again. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I felt so bad for that character. He had already been through a fucking ordeal for many episodes. Right? He finally thought he was free and in the clear. Finally made it back home. He was relieved to be back home. And what the fuck happens? You're taking over again. So not only is it a problem for Earth because it's a sequid here on Earth, this motherfucker lost his control over himself again. That was fucking sad. It was fucking sad shit. But this is the show. Yeah, there we go. Somebody on board. What's up, Sportaholic? He said, yeah. Donald's revelation and Alan the alien development in episode 7 was interesting. Yes. Donald's whole thing is like, look, what's his name? Mark's homeboy in college. Yeah, he got his little boyfriend back. His boyfriend is just like Donald. His boyfriend is just like Donald. Now, they ain't said that. But you know what the fuck is going on. That's a robot, nigga. I'm just waiting for his homeboy, his name Richie or whatever his name is. I'm waiting for him to try to get a piece to find that shit out. That ain't really a human being no more. There's going to be some revelations that happening. Talking about making jokes about Wolverine, that was some adamantium. You're going to get fucked up. That ain't a human no more. And you don't care about that shit like that no more. There's some challenging stuff going on in that show, and that's why I'm enjoying it. That's why I can say with all certainty, X-Men 97 ain't made for kids. Invincible is not made for kids. I don't give a fuck if they both animated with color and sell action figures. They ain't made for kids. They are not. Bad Batch made for some dumbass kids that could be entertained by this shit, because I'm not. And that's probably why I'm not. Because the demographic that they're aiming for with that show is, the bar is so fucking low. These kids have to be retarded to enjoy this shit. Have to be. Because nothing is mostly happening. Mostly the same shit. Because Asajj coming back. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, she teaching Omega that, newsflash, Omega might have the Force. Oh, fuck me. Every female now has to have the goddamn Force. In Filoni's Star Wars, every female has to be a Force user. Even a clone. Which is not interesting. Boring and uninteresting. It only serves to piss me off watching it. Yeah, somebody popped a lightsaber out in the 8th episode of the final season. Whoop-de-fucking-do. What is that supposed to do for me? I'm sure little kids get all excited about that. Ooh. I'm not. I don't give a shit. I've seen it before. What else you got? In the books, Mark's dad sent him to find Alan, telling him they are not just stories that infinite. Yeah, they're not just stories. Well, I got that from in general, but when the father told him, and no spoilers for all it, but I already got that when he said, "Read my books." My thinking initially was the books weren't stories; they were his missions. But my question was exactly what was in the books. Was it just a plea to explain to the son why he was doing what he was doing? But the angle that they took, where it was stuff that could kill Viltrumites, was, oh, that's more interesting. That's actually important. You should read them goddamn books quickly. Like, that was more interesting. Like, oh, so he could be looking for ways to get free of this shit. Oh, okay, Nolan. Okay, Omni. I'm rocking with Omni, man. I'm rocking with Omni, man. You got a hell of a way of trying to teach your son a lesson, but I told y'all he was trying to do his Viltrumite duty. Couldn't do it. That's why he left. In tears. In this season, you saw what it was. That motherfucker was depressed. He wanted to kill himself after that shit. He didn't want to be doing that shit. And was trying to kill himself if somebody wouldn't have been in trouble and he had that spark of goodness in him that was activated and he saved those people, those aliens. So it's a good show. I don't want to talk about Bad Batch because I already did my review on that. So fuck that. I'll cut it up and put it up for you guys to see it. But it's 3 hours. I want to do 2 hours. I got something to do at 2, and it's already 2 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here. Thank you guys for coming through today. We did not make the goal today. Yeah, Nolan is a crafty son of a bitch with a heart. He does. That time on Earth actually, they could say it softened them up a little bit. But come on, be honest. Would you want to live in a Viltrumite world? Chances are you wouldn't have made the cut. You wouldn't have. You would have got killed already. You see how many of them was left after they had their little survival of the fittest, genocide on their own planet. You might not have made the cut. And you might not have stayed there making the cut. Because after that, your mission was to go out there and conquer these other worlds. You might have ran into some shit that could kill you. Or did. It was just a moment in time before your number was punched. Yeah, Dad of the Year? No shit, because he took his son to the goddamn learning tree. He took him to the learning mound. And taught him a little bit about life. Woo! Yeah, this Father's Day, watch that episode of Invincible where Nolan teaches his son what it really means to be a Viltrumite. God damn, boy, you couldn't have did that in live action. Not to that extent. No, sir. If you saw that in live action, that would have been a hard X movie, dude. Like, no, it wouldn't have even been able to get in the theaters, dude. People throwing up in their popcorn buckets. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through today. Like I said, I do this every Sunday, which is the hero's journey. We look at geekdom, culture, and life and try to find a path through that shit. I've been artisanmc, your humble host, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.